You hear that? That's the sweet sound of diarrhea. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, you know what to do. And to all of my returning subscribers, howdy. So this video is pretty much taking a turn for the playful, as you can tell, because I am reviewing another product from that company that I've grown to love that has the funny name, Dierya.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
This go round, I am talking about their little mechanical keyboard here, gaming keyboard. It's a 63 key keyboard and I saw it on Amazon.com. It piqued my interest and I had to pick it up and check it out for myself. Now, I never really had a need for a mechanical keyboard or a gaming keyboard for that matter because I really don't game. Actually, I just started gaming a little bit, but I use a controller. Don't hate me. But you know what? I remember back in the day when I was like a kid.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Showing my age. When I was in a 7th grade classroom and we all had Apple IIe and Apple IIc computers and they had those old school mechanical keyboards. So I thought to myself, hey, this will bring back memories. Let's pick one of these joints up. So don't think you have to be in the world of gaming to appreciate a keyboard of this nature. I actually really like this thing. It's really small and compact. It works perfectly at my desk because my slide-out keyboard tray only has room for a keyboard. So if I want to rock my keyboard and my trackball there, I have to get something small and compact. So this totally fits the bill. And also I built a new PC that I call Baby Blue. So with these RGBs on here, this is really going to set it off really nice. Now some of the awesome features that the Dierya mechanical gaming keyboard gives you is it gives you the option of using this via Bluetooth or wired up. Now when you're using it via Bluetooth, you can connect up to 3 devices using this thing. All you have to do is just hit the function key and choose Q, W, or E on there to select your device that you want to use. Now you can hook this up to your PC. You can also hook it up to Android and Apple phones and tablets. So I think that is pretty cool in itself. And as I mentioned, it does have like a micro USB on here that serves dual purpose. This thing is rechargeable, so you never have to worry about buying batteries for it. So you're going to use that to charge this thing up if and when it dies. I shouldn't say if because it's going to die. Everything dies. But if you want to use this as a wired keyboard, you just leave that little cord plugged in there and plugged into the back of your PC, and then you're good to go using this as a wired device. And it'll automatically switch to wired mode the minute that you plug this in. But I have to say that I noticed that the only time it really does that is when I shut off the little power switch that's on the back here. That seems to turn the Bluetooth off and on. Now the cable that it came with right out of the box is a really nice sturdy cable. It's braided, black, looks very high quality. And let me tell you, for $44.99 that I picked this up for on Amazon.com, and right now they actually have a coupon code so you can get a little bit off of that price. The build quality, I am actually shocked at how nice the build quality is at that price tag. There's other companies out there that are offering similar keyboards, and you know, I think Corsair actually offers one and they are asking a whole lot more than $44.99. So don't think the price means that you're going to lose out on quality as far as the build is concerned, because the build is pretty sturdy. And you have your choices on how you want to use this, because guess what, ladies and gents, Dierya has legs. So you can flip these out here, so you can have it in a standing mode, or if you don't want to have it in standing mode, you can just close those down and it lays down flat. Either way that you decide to use it, as you can see right here, it's got a nice little curve feature to it. So if you decide to use it standing or just flat, you still got a little nice ergonomic design that's going to make this a joy to type on. Now this keyboard comes in 4 different switch variants. It has black key, red key, blue key, brown key. Now, I will admit my ignorance. I didn't know that these keys mean something different in regards to like how they feel and how they operate it. So I picked blue because my computer build is blue. But those colors actually mean like how the keys strike and how they feel. I actually like the blue because after doing some research, blue keys are the ones that make the little loud clickety clink clink clank, and I actually kind of like that. It makes you feel like you're getting some work done. Now inside of this little box, you get the keyboard, of course, and then you get that braided cable that I told you about, the USB, micro USB to USB, and you also get your product specification. And pretty much in here just gives you specs on the keyboard itself and how it operates. This is a lot to be desired. I'll go a little bit more into detail about that here in a few. But you also get this little guy here. This is a keycap remover, because you can replace these keys. If you want with other keys, and that's what a lot of people like about mechanical keyboards, is you can pop the keys out and swap them around as you see fit. So let's get into the nitty gritty. What do I love about this Dierya? Sorry. So let's get into the nitty gritty and talk about what I actually love about this Dierya keyboard. As you can tell, I can't quit laughing when I say that name.
Dierya.
What I like about it is I like the form factor. I like that it's small, so it works great in my workstation. I love the fact that you have like a variety of different color schemes and patterns that you can choose from to keep things interesting. That's totally awesome for somebody with ADHD who gets bored easily. I love the feel and the sound of Dierya keys. I love these keys. They're like pretty awesome. The build quality is phenomenal. I think it looks really good, and it looks good in my workstation. So I really love that. And you know, just the overall use of it and the feel of it. It's a quality product for little money. Love that. And as I always like to say, everything can't be cupcakes and rainbows. Although you can kind of like make a rainbow effect with the RGB color patterns on here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What are the cons of this keyboard? Well, I have a few. One of the cons I don't really like about it is the Bluetooth connectivity. Well, I had an issue with the initial one that I picked up where the Bluetooth was like really spotty. Like a lot of times it wouldn't register, or it would be like a huge delay, and then when it did register, just like if I typed in thanks, nothing would happen, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of T's would just start going across the screen. Well, come to find out I had a faulty unit and got a replacement. That situation has pretty much resolved itself. So if you run into something like that after picking this up, immediately return it, get a replacement. But even with the replacement, the Bluetooth connection, there's a lot to be desired. I mean, it works pretty good. I don't really have any major complaints about it, but there is like a slight delay sometimes. when I'm typing. It's few and far in between, but it's still there. So if you're a gamer and you're thinking about picking this up, I highly recommend you use this in wired mode. Another thing I don't like about this, and this is not Dierya's fault at all, is I can't get this to work with my 2010 Mac Pro. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I think that Mac Pro has Bluetooth 2.0. This is Bluetooth 4.0. Typically it's backwards compatible and it'll work, but I did have an issue with another keyboard a while back with that 2010 Mac Pro having the same issue with this one. This one just won't even get recognized by the 2010 Mac Pro, so not liking that. Tried to use the wired function to get around that and still use it. Once again, this is not Dierya's fault, but I can't get this thing to work with the 2010 Mac Pro because of the key layout on here. Know how Apple asks you that stupid thing when you first log in? Hit the key closest to the shift button, then hit this key closest to the shift button. Well, I can't do that with this. So know that ahead of time if you're thinking about picking this up for an Apple computer. Not going to be able to use this. And for the last thing that I don't like about this Dierya mechanical keyboard is it does have a lot of functionality in it, different color patterns that you can choose and so on and so forth. You can do it, but it's not really that straightforward on how to do it. The manual is really of no help, at least for me. There were a lot of things on this keyboard that I didn't know that I could do as far as the colors and the color patterns. And the only reason I figured it out is because I actually reached out to my friends at Dierya and said, hey, how do I make this thing stay blue? And they had to tell me how to do it because I couldn't figure it out. And last but not least, this is probably like a nitpicking thing, but I don't like the delete button. Here's what I mean by that. It's like, I know you can delete using the backspace key, but it does have like a delete key right here, but you have to hit function first, hold it down, and then hit the delete key in order to get the actual delete button to work. Now you're probably thinking, so what, who cares? Just use the backspace key. No issue, does the same thing. Well, boys and girls, it actually doesn't do the same thing in certain things that you might use. Like for example, with me, if I'm using an Excel spreadsheet and I want to delete multiple columns, I can't highlight them all and then hit the backspace key because it won't delete. It'll only delete the first section. I have to use the actual delete key, which is function then delete. Cumbersome. First world problems, I know, but time is money. And I ran into the same issue when I'm using DaVinci Resolve 16. When I'm working in my timeline, yes, the backspace button works as a delete, but it doesn't work the way that I want it to work. When I'm working in that timeline, I'll hit backspace and then my timeline is gapped. If I want to prevent that gap, I have to use the actual delete key. So then I get that magnetic timeline effect like I get in Final Cut Pro 10. And in order for me to do that, function delete. It's a time eater. So my overall conclusion is go out there and get you a big old box of Dierya. It doesn't suck. This type of Dierya does not suck. I'll leave a link in the description down below to Amazon.com where you can pick it up and check it out for yourself. Check out the overall specs. So if you like this video, give me a big old favor and give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs up. Just kidding. You can give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. It's all good. But either way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right down below. And when you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. So thank you all for watching, and until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G. mean, that is the name. The many times that I've spoken with my friends over at Dierya, they have yet to correct me. So this is Dierya. And it doesn't stink.